25 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Now we can do it. Now we can do it. Now we can do it. This thing is on. All right, y'all shut off, sit down. Woo! Oh, my goodness. Daggum. Look at this crowd. Y'all got to take a shot. Can you give a shot? Let everybody see what I'm looking at. Can they see what I'm looking at? God. They said it was going to happen. I want to say I never had any doubt. That's what I want to say. I want to say I didn't have any doubt. But I mean, you got to wonder sometimes, like, will this really work? Or am I eventually going to have a dollar bill or anything? And now I just think about the things that are going on just don't make any sense. Just how excited I am to be here. And to things that are happening or things that are being accomplished. Let me ask you something. Where is my audio people? Like when I'm talking to somebody, is he up there? Like Billy. Like if I said I had a conversation yesterday afternoon with John Maxwell and I said, could you play that? Could you play that? Play that for me if you would. Listen to this and this kind of give you some idea of what I'm talking about. I'm just excited.
John Maxwell, Andy Albright here, and I am so fired up to be talking to you again.
Well, that's two of us, my friend. I've missed you, buddy. You have been one of my best friends and one of the best leaders that I've ever worked with. It's so great to kind of get reconnected, okay? I'm thrilled. I'm fired up too.
Well, the first thing I want to tell you is, like every time I see you, John, congratulations. You're amazing. Your books, your seminars, your speaking, you change lives. You're equipped that's developing leaders nationwide. I love you. I love you, and I love what you do, and I love the results that you get, the fruit on the tree of John Maxwell. So I just want to say congratulations, man. I'm proud of you, and I know God's proud of you. You are setting the example of becoming who a person is supposed to be.
Well, thank you, Andy, and those words coming from you really mean a lot to me because I know you value leadership, and I know you value results, and God's been very good to us. We just finished training leaders in every nation of the world, 5 million plus through Equip, and we're so grateful for that. And in our John Maxwell team coaching company, we've passed 7,000 coaches in 120 countries now. And we're grateful. We're just incredibly grateful for all the blessings God has given us. But Andy, the reason you and I connect so well is because we love the same things. We love people, we love values, and we love watching people have their lives change and be better because of the things we teach, things that we believe, the things we write about. So, when the old expression, birds of a feather, came along, that was kind of like Andy and John, birds of a feather, just loving, helping people and adding value to them. So everything you said to me, right back at you, friend, right back at you.
Well, I am proud to be considered a friend of yours, John, and all your staff, and from Linda to David Hoyt, and they're just incredible people that are around you, and your wife, Margaret. I love the team you've put together, and I want to tell you this. The Alliance is smoking. We have our culture, John, we're helping so many people with the insurance and retirement planning with annuities. The numbers are going through the roof. Our recruiting, bringing people in and teaching them our system has never been better. But the one thing that I'm more proud of, John, is the culture that we're starting to set up of just caring and fun. Our different meetings around the country are all safe places that people can come in and have friendships and relationships. So we love the clients that we're helping with the products, but man, the friendship and the relationships and the culture that we're building, really, that's one of the biggest things I wanted to get you to come in for, because I see that with your organizations that you've built, how people just trust each other and years of building something together.
Yeah, and you know, culture, and I'm so proud of what you're doing there. You know, I've always said culture eats vision for lunch, and you have just done a phenomenal job, again, being the example. You know, culture only happens when it's modeled by the leaders. People do what people see. And when people say, well, I think vision's important because I see where we're going, I say it is. But culture is more important because that's what you're doing. And what you're doing is going to determine where you're going, and not what you see. And you have begun to really help your people understand that you are a company that wants to add value to people. You are a company that believes in the best in people. You're a company that's built on great values, great principles. And I think that's why the Alliance is doing so well. I think that you have put your example and your stamp on the Alliance, and I think that you're raising up people now that are watching you, buying into it, doing it themselves, and then reproducing themselves. And I think you're just starting. You're just on the front end, Fred. But you're seeing now the reaping of a leader, you, Andy, that knows what's best for the people and have put a culture of friendship, community, excellence, hard work, high values all together to make your company what it is today.
Well, we're excited. We're proud of it. We're excited. I can't wait for the leaders to get around you. I know we're going to plan some more time this year to get some of our key people around you. And we're going to keep interacting. We're going to stay tight this year. We're excited about seeing you come in, John. And I know you have other stuff coming out. I think you got a new book coming out. So we're excited to see you. What can we expect from John Maxwell when you come rolling in?
Well, first of all, you're going to see a happy man because I've missed you. So I'm going to be excited to see you and your people. And one of the reasons I've always loved coming, Andy, and speaking for your company is because your people are hungry and they have such a desire to grow, to learn. Every time I talk to them, I find them to just be wanting more, receptive, applying what I teach. And you know as well as I do, anybody that's a communicator, the greatest reward they receive is the fact that people take those principles and their lives are changed. They go out and they get better and they help other people get better. So when I come to be with you, Andy, first of all, my book, Intentional Living, comes out on October the 6th. And I've written 70-plus books, but it's the most important book I've ever written because it's on significance. You know, success is about you and me, and success is about me making money and doing well, and I think that's absolutely essential. It's a prerequisite usually for significance. But significance is all about others. It's all about how to add value to people. This book is how to add value to people in an intentional way. And we're going to come in, and I'll talk a lot about that without any question. But I'm going to talk to them about how they can take their business, their family, their life, and upscale it greatly by just being intentional. The whole thesis of the book basically is you don't have to change everything, but you got to change something. And so what do you want to change? Where are you going to be intentional that you aren't intentional now? Most people, they don't lead their lives, they accept their life. And basically they just wait around for life every day to unfold, and they just basically take it as it is. They don't lead it, they don't take control of it, they don't write their own story. Instead of writing their story, they're reading their story. Somebody else is writing it for them. And we're going to talk a lot about how do you write your story of significance? What does that mean to be intentional and adding value to people? And here's what I know. Intentional living is a result of intentional thinking. And intentional thinking is front-end thinking. I mean, you show me a person that's intentional in their thinking, there's one thing they all have in common, and that's on the front end they think. not on the back end. And front-end thinking is 10 to 1 more valuable than back-end thinking. In fact, if you don't do front-end thinking, your back-end thinking is usually a panic. It's a reaction. And it's so beautiful once a person understands that a little extra effort on the front end gives a huge return on the back end. So that works in business, that works in family, that works in teaching values to others, that works in adding value to people. If one person came up and they said, what's the one thing you want me to do to improve my life? I'd say, I want you to begin today to live intentionally. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to help your people learn how to do it, how to apply it, not only to their life, but apply it to the lives of your people. I mean, think about it. I mean, you're into finances. That's what your company deals, help people with financial planning, et cetera. And think about the people that are not intentional in this area at all. They're coming close to retirement. They've never really basically set out how to game plan. I mean, that's what you do. You get people to game plan. Well, you're intentional. You're trying to help people be intentional. Well, that's true in every area of the life. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to help. We're going to help all of your people grab hold of it, and most importantly, begin to be living lives of significance. Which the great return on a significant life is tremendous fulfillment and the sense that you've really made your life count. So I started teaching lessons. So you can tell I'm excited about it.
Yeah, okay. You teaching lessons. I'm gonna ask for a lesson. So we got a few weeks to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm preaching. I'm singing our song. I'm talking about our music, and I'm selling. I want to hear it from John Maxwell. In between what you know of us, you know it's important we attend conventions and get around the leadership. We've got brand new people that are getting started today and brand new people tomorrow. What's three things, or one thing, if you want one thing, what should a person be thinking, doing between now and our national convention, where we bring in John Maxwell, where we bring in our top leaders, where we bring in our lessons learned over the last 15 years of building this platform? What should we be thinking and doing, John? A couple of tips.
Well, number one, don't come alone. Just don't come alone. Right now, if you're listening to this, you think, boy, this is a good convention, and I'm part of now of the Alliance. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to learn some things, which you are. Don't come alone. And here's why. I want you to help me help you. And the only way that I can help you is for you to bring people with you, bring your team with you. You see, if you come alone, you'll hear these principles, and you'll be taking notes, and you'll get all excited. But then you're going home to people on your team, and you're going to have to now transfer this excitement. You're going to have to transfer the environment. You're going to have to transfer the emotion, the moment. And you can't do it. You can come back. You can go back to your people and share with them what I said, but you can't go back and share with them the environment and the atmosphere that made what I said even more valuable. And I can remember, I speak of this based on the fact that as a young leader, I made that mistake, Andy. In fact, as a young leader, I would come by myself. I think I'll learn this, and then I'll go back and I'll impress my team with what I know and what I've learned. And I let ego get in the way, and I said, okay, I'll share with them what I know, and they'll think I'm a good leader. And one day I realized that if I brought them along, and instead of being their leader, I became their friend and their facilitator, and I said, hey, let's go learn together. Let's go together. In fact, what I would do with my team is every time I'd take them to a conference, we would get away that evening for, a couple of hours, and we would just share with each other what we were learning, and then we'd share with each other how we're going to apply that to our business. So don't come alone. Just don't come alone. If you come alone, you're cheating yourself. Let me help you. Help me to help you. And the only way I can do that is for you to bring people with you. Bring your team with you. Bring your prospects with you. Anybody that you say, I think there's a potential for a future with that person, bring them with you. Number two, before I get there, read the Intentional Living book. It's going to be available in bookstores. There's going to be a 30-day experiment that you can do. Go online, but I'm here to tell you. Get the message before I come, because I'm going to talk about the message. But if you've already read the book and you got the message, now all of a sudden, the things I share are going to be able to build on what you've learned. And if you don't have the foundation, I'll build the foundation when you come. But trust me, you want a deep foundation, you grab hold of that book and get it read before I get there. And the third thing I'm going to suggest between now and then, excuse me, Andy, after you've read the book, I want you to make a significance goal for 2016. And simply what a significance goal is what are you going to do in 2016 to add value to somebody that you've never done before? And are you going to do it every day? The great 2016 significant goal is that every day you're going to intentionally add value to people. And get a game plan. How are you going to do it? In fact, I'm writing the book because the goal is within 2 years, Andy, to get 1 million stories of significance. And I hope that literally hundreds and hundreds of those stories come from people in your company. And I know what will happen. I know what will happen once they read the book and understand it. And then you develop a significance goal when you talk about New Year's resolutions, make a New Year's resolution for someone else this time. Look at 2016 and say, in 2016, here's what I want to do. Here's how I want to add value to that person. Here's what I want to do in the area of intentional, specific act of significance that can really add value and make a difference to them. So, Andy, I'm Jack. You can tell I am. And those are 3 things I want them to do before they ever come.
I believe, John Maxwell, I'm fired up about you coming, buddy. I am so excited about it. I'm excited about this coming months and weeks to get to our January National Convention. We're bringing more and more people. We're going to pack the place out, and we're going to learn. We're going to grow together and then have an incredible 2016. So I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all you do around the world and what you do for me and what you've done for me.
Well, my dear friend, I love you, and I believe in what you're doing, and I can hardly wait to come alongside it because you know as well as I do, 2 are better than 1, and 1 and 1 doesn't equal 2 in partnerships. 1 and 1 equals 3 or 4 or 5. It begins to compound. So let's just do it together and see how many people we can help.
All right, buddy. Love you. Hey, John, is there anything else I can do for you, man?
You're doing it. You're letting me come back into your life and hopefully add value to you. So, hey, I'm ready to do it. So, no, my heart just jump-started a little bit when Dave said Andy wants to get back in, and I said, well, I missed him. Let's see what we can do, and I think we've got a decent game plan. So let's go and work the game plan. If the game gets bigger, we'll play it bigger. Okay. Okay.
Well, if you need me, you holler. David knows how to get in touch with me. Your people do. And they are just right on track. I told David, I've got a right-hand man that does a lot of what David does, and his emails, his voicemails, I said, come here, listen to that. That's right there. That's what I want from you.
See, John is in his 60s, and he said, I can't believe how good it is and how crazy it is and how many things are happening. And so I'm so excited. And I know that he told David Hoyt, it's his right-hand man that I was starting to chat about, he told David, he said, I'm not letting up. I'm going another 10 years, hard as ever. And I was like, yeah. I know he's going to keep going, but he said, I'm not letting up. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there, baby. Because, I feel like so many things are happening for the Alliance that I want the leadership to just keep driving forward. Now is not the time to stop. Now is the time to press the gas. We've got so many good things going. I want to tell the audience that's looking in, this is an Instant Thunder. We've got right at 100 people. That's right. We could obviously have 1,000, but with 100 people, I'm going to get to know so many people, and we're also letting you find each other. Because if 1,000, you're mingling around, and you're mingling around a lot of people that they came because of the hype. Oh, but this is people, and this is people that we know. We know he's good. We know she's good. We know this crowd is booming. So we're going to go. We got Tim and Gay Goad are flying in right now. I just spoke to them. Not bad. Yesterday afternoon, I'm talking to John. This morning, I'm on the phone with Tim Goad. Today, Tim Goad is going to be with you live. See, what I like is bringing value or putting you around the right type of people. So getting you around Tim Goad, getting you around Gay Goad. Jane has been dealing with stuff with Spencer going away. I am in hopes, I think she is going to make it Thursday to the cabin. We're going to have y'all out at the cabin, the leadership cabin. Who has been to the cabin so far? Okay, y'all been to the cabin. Okay, so keep your hand up if you've been out to the cabin. Okay, not been to the cabin, raise your hand. Okay, good. All right, so improvements, if you've been, it's still major changes have started to happen. Different crazy stuff has happened, no kid and stuff that you're going to go, wow. I'm excited about that. It's always fun to hang out there. We're going to cook you hot dogs, hamburgers. We're going to hang out. It's a crazy experience for me when I go. Every time I go out there, it just messes me up. I get so fired up, so excited, thinking about what we can do. I'm thinking about we are intent in the middle of purchasing a plane, building a hangar, having a place that we can hang out. And I'm just like, and meeting so many of you. I mean, no kidding. Just to have you start coming into our life, mine and Jane's life, and just, woo. Anyway. It's overwhelming to me. Okay, I got to roll through this. I promised I want to talk to you about truth about emotion and the 4 R's that are controlling it. And I wouldn't mind if we might not get it on the TV show on the TWC, but I want to meet some of you guys and get you up and let other people see you. Okay, first thing, Forrester's Cruise Contest. Are we able to pull up that thermometer, or do I just talk about it? It'll work if all I'm doing is talk. We can. Okay. So here's where we are. We are right on track to win 20. The second level is 20 trips, okay? So we're solid into 20 trips. We push a little bit harder with Forrester's. We win 25 trips. Okay, this is a cruise that we're going out of, I want to say Miami, maybe Fort Lauderdale. We fly out, we cruise out of Florida. We fly you in, we go out on a private island, and we also do Nassau, where Atlantis is located. So the Nassau Island, it's a nice, sweet, short little trip. This is not an all-year contest. Every point that you write trying to win this contest helps more people win the cruise, spend more of Forrester's money. Every point that you write contributes to your Banff contest to Canada, and every premium dollar amount that you get issue paid, you get money in your pocket. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's kind of a triple payoff. At 25 trips, we would have 8 couples that are veteran agents that started before beginning of last year. We would have 6 couples, it's not just a single person, so couples would win that started from January 1 of last year, 8 lottery tickets, and 3 top agency managers. Would y'all be interested in who's competing with these numbers right now? Is that of interest to you? Okay, right now, competing for that contest in the new agents, brand new. This is agents that started since January 1st. I'll give you the top 10. Wes Godfrey under Jason Thornton's organization. Elena Orkova under Noel Leventovich. Elena, woohoo! Gus in Miami that I know, I don't know how to say his last name. Teran, T-E-R-N, huh? Teran. I know Gus, but I don't know how to do his last name, because I know Gus is the guy that started the Spanish meeting that's all in Spanish in Miami. So there's 3 opportunity meetings down there. Jonathan Hanaway under Mark Marcellus. Teresa Para under Noel Leventovich. Peter Wright, Lampy team. Tim Sipe right here. There you go, right there. Cruise, baby. Wouldn't that be cool? While you're winning Banff, you win on the cruise. Sarah be fired up about that. Sarah. David Dales, Bill Lampy team. That's 2 on a Lampy team. And Kat Kimmel down in, where's she at? Wilmington? Fayetteville, down in Fayetteville. So Kat, on the way, she is like number 2, and Diana Castile. You might know her. I call her the Cracker Barrel lady. Y'all know who you're talking about? She was a manager there at Cracker Barrel. All right, so it's just crazy talk. So there's more, like right behind, and I'm going like, you're so close. And, oh, you would be. Okay, they're not. Okay, so that's the 10. So to get 8 out of those, no, 6 of those, the top 6 would win. Now, if we killed it, we could bump up to 7. Okay. All right, next. Real quick. Agency managers. Chadwick Ray. Jason Thornton. We got Noel in the house. Mark Marcellus. Mike and Noel Leventovich and Greg and Chris Scheitman are right there. Lottery tickets. So far, there's the people who have earned lottery tickets. Every $2,500 of issue paid, you get a lottery ticket. Jason Mathis has 3. Diana Castile has 3. Chadwick Ray has 3. Bart Bailey has 3. Jason Thornton has 4. Jason Carey has 4. Glenn Lamb has 4. Debbie Ben has 4 tickets, lottery tickets, and Minerve Profil has 6. And Sarah Millison has 7 lottery tickets, chances to win. Woohoo! So did I get? I guess if I did the existing manager agents, then I got them all. I got new agents, veteran agents. Did I do veteran agents? Okay, veteran agents. Top 10: Brant Swindell, Jason Carey, Jason Thornton, Debbie Ben, Bart Bailey, Nikki McMillan, Mickey Cruz, Minerve Profil, Jason Mathis, and Sarah Millison leading the way with veteran agents. So there's other people that can move up. And the reminder, basically, it's writing more than you wrote previously. And there's going to be a reset. I think the reset happens at the end of October. So whatever you've been writing in September and October resets. And so then it's how much you increase in November and December. So it's kind of a never give up type of thing because it's going to reset and you can get more points. Okay, so that deal is going on. The CFG, who currently holds the prestigious spot of issuing policies faster than anybody that we write business for. They just brought on all the living benefits writers. They just put it on email, on e-format for applications. CFG's the fastest get paid. They're giving away producer drawing where you can win cash. So people say like, well, you want Foresters, you want CFG, and Mutual has a shopping spree. What do you want me to do? Triple. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not wanting you to lean one way. What I'm asking for is for people to get after it through the end of the year. Like, if you can't do that, can you just do it for the next 90 days? Like everything, like whatever, just twice as many appointments, twice as many recruits. People say, I can't do it. Well, then don't do it. I'm looking for the people that can do it. I want you to do it. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, what do we have coming up? I'm going to be in Vegas. There's Matt Goodridge right over there. I'm going to be in Vegas October 12th. We're doing an all-day, actually, it starts at 2. So 2 to 5 training, take a break, and then I'm doing an opportunity meeting and training. Then September 30th, well, actually September 30th is coming before October 12th. But September 30th, we're going to have an all-day open house. A lot of people are coming in. I've got a bunch of people coming in the 29th and then here all day the 30th. People say, is that going to kind of be like an instant thunder? No, it's an open house. You're going to get toured around. You're going to see every facility at the Alliance. You're going to meet a lot of people. You're going to be coming through. It's awesome. Kick the tires. If you have brand new people, like, I don't know if I want to do this or not. So if I was serious about checking it out, I'd check it out. Because see, what they're getting ready to do is commit their time, which is the most valuable resource they have, to something they're not serious about. And I would say, if you think about committing, go up there and kick the tires. Go see the building. Go see the warehouse. Go meet the president. Go meet the vice president. Go meet the director of marketing. Go meet the President's Club. Meet telemarketing. Go see that mail house, dude. See that mail house. See what you think then, Bubba. That's right. See what you think then. Get them there. Get them there. Say, how much it costs, man? I know. I heard Zappos charge $1,500 to walk in their place. We're doing an open house for free. And, hey. And if they're really broke, say, look, you're going to get free pizza. You'd be surprised how many of them that'll get. They'll be like, what did he say? Did he say in North Carolina they're going to have free pizza? Bring it on, baby. We sucking them in with pizza, man. I hope I already agreed to do that because, I wish all of y'all were going on this trip to Captiva. So what we did to Captiva, I looked at who was doing the opportunity meetings across the country, and I said, well, really, what I said was, I want to go to Captiva. And I want my wife to go with me. So I said, how am I going to do that? I thought about how am I going to do that? I'm not finding that list for Captiva. Here it goes. And I said, how am I going to do that? And I said, I think what I'll do, I'll reward the people that are out there investing time, money, and effort and energy to show the plan. And y'all got to appreciate these people. And I said, I'm going to reward them. I'm going to say, I'm going to pay for your 3 nights, 4 nights in Captiva. It's a wonderful resort down in Florida. So right now, here is who is locked in and loaded to go. Eric and Bobby Belair. Woohoo! Y'all know them. Showing a plan everywhere, doing training, boot camps every day. He's crazy. Awesome. Jason and Tawny Carey out of the West Coast. Stephen and Holly Daisy. Joe and Tina Dukes, new up-and-coming agency manager. James Hill and Jane Bean. It's kind of a close. Will they be married? They're either right after or right before they're getting married, so we can quit saying beyond and we can say Hill. We love beyond, but God, so much effort to do both. Adam and Beth Katz are going to be up in the house. Is there anybody here that knows Bill and Diane Lampy? What? Who's on a Lampy team up in here? Raise your hand. Look at the Lampy team represented. They are on fire to go board member. Mike and Noel Leventovich. Chris and Courtney Long and Paul and Tamara Roberts are going to be going on there. So Robbie Kraft, who y'all know, showing a plan everywhere, helping everybody out. Him and his wife Liz, both are going to be there. I invite them both because Liz is always letting Robbie go. She's like, get out of the house. You know, she don't do that. Gina Hawks and her husband Phil. Tim and Gay Goad will be going with us that whole time to Captiva. Is that cool? Like Tim's famous, like worldwide. So many people know him. I'm talking like, you know the Goats? And they're like, yeah, I do know their music and their ministry. And to get to hang out in that intimate of a group, I'm thrilled to do it. I'm thrilled that I am going to get to do that. So that is coming up. And okay, we got John Maxwell. I have all the list of who's going to Banff. I would encourage, I'm not going to call them off as bad as I want to. I'm looking who's already won, and I'm going, we're going to get to hang out in the Rockies of Canada. There's one right there, Larry Williams. That's right. And have you been before? Have you been to Banff? Have you ever been there? Have you been to Lake Louise? It's going to mess you up, dude. I'm not kidding you, dude. It's just make you cry pretty. You take a camera, you'll be like this. You'll do like this. You'll be like, I'm going to take a picture of that, and you'll be like, what's the point? I can't. In other words, you look at the camera and you go like, forget that. This don't capture it. It just don't do it. And there's this overlook that they have. You're straight down. It's about 2,000 or 3,000 feet on the side of a cliff, and they have built a half circle ring that goes out about to those bathrooms, maybe a little bit further than the bathrooms. And when you walk out on it, so it's just a ring, like a hallway, but nothing in. So air would be here, straight down 2,000 or 3,000 feet, and then you would walk around this walkway and get this. It's glass. And we're going to get our media and film y'all when you go to step on it, because here's the way you do. You go. I'm not kidding you. Every single person. You see the person before you do it, and you're like, I'm going to go out there. And you're like, I'm not, it's to mess you up, Bo. And the breeze is blowing, and you're just like, and then you're like, you get that toe on it, you know. And like, I dare you to do this on it. You won't, it's crazy. and snow caps. It's going to mess you up. So it's so beautiful. And we sit on, what I always love is just sitting on the benches with somebody at one of these places and just punching them and saying, hey, bud, told you to be like this. Just feel the air, breathe it in, and think about who lives like this, that we get to see so many places. It is one of the most beautiful places. The hotel, Jane Ben would really want me to say to you, it's a castle. It is unbelievable. You can all still win it. October, November, December. You work 7 days a week. No, 6 days. No, 5 days a week. You get after it. Now keep in mind, I think a half a day is 12 hours. Y'all understand that, right? Because a day's 24 hours, so half of it's 12. Mathematically, that's the way I do it. You calculate it however you want to. I'm saying 5 days a week, not one single person in here. Now, I can't see everybody out there that's looking at me, so I can't speak for them. But every single one of you can win Banff. Every year, one couple, one man, one woman makes a decision, and at the very last minute, they say, I'm going to do it. And they do on a 90-day tear, and they win it. And everybody looks at them and says, I wish I had done that. And they go, but I'm going to win the next one. And I go, good, that's fine. I have no problem with that. See, because I can't emotionally get tore up in what somebody else decides to do themselves. You there, Mike? Are you good? I guarantee you, Mike Hartley, if you hadn't won it, you're real close. Have you won it? Real close to winning it. So I know these people that are going to win, and I love hanging out with them. These trips are. It is a world-class destination. But I'm telling you, you could spend $7,000 yourself and go and take the same trip. So it's not $1 million. It's not a $1 billion bonus. But let me tell you something. To go hang out with this team, the right people, to be walking down and Adam Katz goes up to my wife and says, would you like some ice cream now? Because everywhere he goes, he buys her ice all over the world. We were walking on Santorini, walking down those cobblestone streets. He's like, come on, Jane, come on, Jane. So we went and got her ice cream, like her ceremonial, ritualistic ice cream purchase. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that when you start these traditions. And Stephen Davies talking with Adam Katz about when they were buying that leather jacket for Adam, and just stories always come out of these trips. It's the people that we get to enjoy our life and spend our life with. Try to win, okay? Now, I'm telling y'all, get your mind right. Try to win this Cruise of Foresters. Try to win the CFG. Get your mind right. Get in the rhythm. Because January 1, Mediterranean.
That's right.
I got a list. I didn't print it out. I remember this. There's 7 stops. I know it ain't true. Have y'all seen that movie Pompeii, where the volcano blows up and it's psh, psh, psh. That city was covered in 45 feet of ashes. That movie is real. You'll go there and see when they've removed the ashes from about 15%. This was like a 2 square mile city that was just totally covered with ashes instantly. So people just suffocated instantly. So they've recreated, when they took the ashes off, the stuff is still there from thousands of years ago. It'll mess you up. It's crazy. So we're going to go to Pompeii. I know we're going to Naples. Have you seen Amalfi Coast? Just look it up, the Amalfi Coast of Italy. Oh, it'll mess you up. Cities built on the side of a cliff. We're going to Cannes. Rome, you've heard of Rome? Y'all heard the big cathedral and the big Colosseum in Rome? There's some damage done to it, so don't get too jacked up. You'll be like, got a lot of half-naked people guarding it with these spears and stuff. It's a mess. That's where we're going next. That's January. January that starts. But you don't want to wait till January. You want to start kicking butt so that when you hit it, you want to hit it full stride. Okay? All right. I'm fired up. Not much time left. I'm going to try to get through this as much as I want to meet some of you guys. I want to get through this because this is important stuff. All right. It's worth it to build the alliance. It's worth it because of the people that you help and what we get to do and the legacy that you leave behind. People are going to, your children are going to look at you, and your grandchildren are going to look at you the same way you look at granddaddy and the same way you look at grandma and mama. And you know the legacy they're leaving. My mama, great joke teller. I'm going to tell you what, if she called me, I can't tell you none of them. But she's funny. And if that's what you want to be your legacy, that's fine. You with me? I want my kids, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want your legacy to be? Were you a hard worker? Were you a person that gets results? Were you a person that changed lives? Did you leave them a nest egg that they can build their future with? Did you set the example of integrity? Did you set the example? What is the legacy? Is it a legacy of I tried? A legacy of I couldn't? Legacy of if I woulda? Legacy, you hear people that say that all the time, like, I was right there when Food Line started. I was right there when Walmart started, and I could have bought tickets. I could have went to the grand opening. And that's their legacy, is they could have bought stock when it got started. And that's their legacy. And they're proud of it. And that's what you remember them for when you think back. What do you want to leave? This is the Alliance sets up a platform for you to build a legacy and create stuff for your children and your grandchildren. I love it when Alex Fitzgerald talks about putting that his grandkids will have his picture up over the mantle. And that's what, remember when I tell you what Fitz did right here. You know what I mean? That's what What is going to be your legacy? The Alliance sets it up. And so what I do is I do is give you these things that I know Mike Leventovich stands for. This is what Mike Leventovich stands for. And when I go through this, you go, that's Mike right there. This is what Eric Belair. This is what the people that are going to Captiva, I guarantee you can go down. That's what James Hill stands for right there. That's what Paul Roberts, that is Paul and Tamara Roberts' legacy to their children and their grandchildren, what they're doing. I promise you, this is who they are. So this thing about emotion, the 4 truths of emotion that I want you to learn, this is him. And by the way, you go on these trips and you hang on and he tells you what he's dealing with in his life and you go like, yep, that's Paul. Emotions. First of all, what is emotions? Let me give you, hey, emotion's not important. How about this presidential election thing coming on? Or is it getting emotional or what? Here's what I just read. I picked up Time magazine, I was walking by, and ahead of that guy, Bernie, what's his name? Bernie Sanders. He was on the cover. And I picked it up, and I just couldn't help it. I flipped to it real quick. They said that Hillary had commissioned a group to study what family vacation she should go on that would endear her to the public. Yeah. I was like, huh. She cared about people's emotions. Does that make sense? And then, how about Trump? So Trump's sitting there, and this Jeb Bush guy is ripping him to shreds, right? And so y'all know, I don't know if y'all know this, but Trump always tells him, like, get a little pep in your step there, Jeb. You know, you're kind of boring, to be honest with you. You just don't have any. He's always kind of ripping him for that, right? So Jeb rips Trump on something legitimate. Let me tell you how legitimate it is. I don't even know what it was, but it was legitimate. Legitimate, and he had some energy. And Trump's response, I like that energy right there. That's good. What? Oh gosh! And listen, I mean, how can I say like I want this country to be great. And here's what I think we need somebody great leading it. But what I think is I need you to be great, Mark. I think that's what's going to make the difference. And Jacob, you. And this is the key. It's us. We got to be friends. And that Bernie guy, he did something. He was ripping them apart at Liberty about he wants the weak to survive. I want the weak to make it. And I want the underdog to make it. And it's real emotional. And some kid stood up. And here's what he asked him. How about this for emotional? He said, "You're really strong about the weak. What do you think about the really weak unborn children? How come you won't support them?" Like, whoa! I was like, "Bo, y'all people getting intense up in here." I mean, gosh, the emotion that these candidates are to become president, and the emotion and the splits between different people that believe different stuff. It's just amazing, the energy, you know what I'm saying, that's pulled from emotion. So what is emotion? Emotion is feeling. What are you feeling? Nothing more than feelings. It's feelings. This is not one of the rules, this is just definition of. What Webster says, a mental state that arises spontaneously rather than through conscious effort, often accompanied by physiological changes. Whoa! A unconscious, spontaneous, has nothing to do with you thinking it through, feeling that just changes and changes physiologically in you. That's what Webster Dictionary says. It also says such mental states or qualities that are associated with them, especially in contrast to reason. Qualities, situations that are in contrast to reason. A decision, it says, i.e., a decision based on emotion, not logic. That's Webster, not Albright, not trying to get crazy. I mean, it's feelings. That's what it is. Okay, sadness, anger, happiness, hurt. And, hey, by the way, everybody has commonality in emotion. We all have emotions. How many have been hurt by people that lied to you? Hurt by people that promised to be with you? It just happened to me. An agent, I thought her and her husband was with me. And squirrel come across the street, and boom, there she went. Look at that, chasing that squirrel. I was like, you was right walking with me. We were right here. Squirrel. I was like, How many can relate? Whether in your life, family, members of your family, your friends, buddies. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. It's, you know what I mean? It's out there, summer breeze, and you're forgetting about you ain't made your house payment in 2 months. You know what I mean? You just, I feel great. It's a summer breeze. Chill. Loneliness, isolated, love, puppy love. Temptation is an emotion, but it happens in emotion. Feeling is a temptation. It's an emotion, oftentimes. How about this? Agitation. Anybody ever agitated? Y'all know what the uppity people call that. Aggravated. Most of us say agitated, don't we? Oh, story in the Bible. This is a good one. King David, one of his most trying times, and his whole country was chasing him. His son had basically talked everybody into going against the king, so he's running. He had to leave, and he took his right-hand men with him, the guys that were loyal. And this guy is on the side of a cliff, and they're riding under, and he's screaming obscenities. And he's throwing junk at the king. And King just keeps going, nods at him. He's screaming, kicking dirt on him. And his David's right-hand guy says, kind of like, the motion of, should we take his head right off? This guy's by himself, 12, 13 people on horses, all fully loaded, automatic weapons, 50 cal. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They are loaded to the hilt, and he looks at it, and the King David goes, I have no time for that. And it says, he was tempted, he had emotion. Listen, do you think he was mad? Yes. He didn't act on it. That story of this guy going crazy and him keeping the cooler head is there for a reason. It is, as I wanted to text this lady that did, I'm not kidding you about yesterday. I was like, I typed, I erased, I text, I erased, I never sent. I just said, Godspeed be with you. In 90 days we will see. I want to say, like, when you catch that squirrel, you're going to have a squirrel. But I was like, in 90 days, All right, truth. Number one truth, emotions are a lie. Understand what I mean by a lie. You do feel good. It's the lie that everything is okay. It's the lie that you should kill them. It's the lie that you should lash out. In other words, there's a logical decision and there's a lie. The emotions are typically, really always a lie. It has nothing to do with what you are supposed to do. You with me on that? Keep this in mind. When I get you jacked up and you make a commitment, that's emotion, then I get you to make a commitment. That's what I always do. Okay? And you go, well, the emotion is a lie. And I go, right. But people buy into the emotion, and then I get them to commit to the right thing. The truth is what they wrote down. When the emotion goes away, I need for them to stick to the truth. I know you say, well, if it's a lie, why do you make us feel good? Because people make decisions in emotions. As long as you know the emotion was a lie and that writing down what you're supposed to do is the truth. It's like, I hear you being excited, Andy. I'm going to write down all this stuff because I know it's the right thing to do. Like, for example, convention tickets in January. If you haven't bought your ticket, buy it now. Now, I will get you such an emotional, you'll commit. That part's a lie. The truth is you need to buy the ticket. But I got to do the emotions because that's what people are always buy into the emotions, even though the emotion is a lie. So it's a lie, then I shouldn't do it. It separate. I'll get to that next. I get ahead of myself. Emotions are a lie. Okay? Number two, this is another rule. You can't help it. Don't be mad at yourself. Don't be upset. Don't be surprised that if you realize that you have an emotion. That does not dictate the action that you need to take. Don't make decisions based on emotion. Base it on the truth. How about this? This is from an old book. The whole book's named Ephesians. I know some of you probably can never find it because of where it's hidden. It's very tricky, but it says, be angry, don't sin. Does that make sense? Be angry, don't cut their throat and kill them. Be mad. Like, in other words, you're forgiven, you're going to have an emotion. Don't get mad at yourself because of the emotion. Don't be upset. You can't stop them. That's just a rule. You're not a non-emotional person. Get over that fact. You are emotional. Get over that fact. Number three, people can divorce actions from emotions. You can separate. How many of you have had times where you go like, no, I can't. I can't separate my emotion from what I'm doing right now. I am telling you, this is the truth. You can. You can separate your actions from your emotions. This is a rule. This is a fact. This is the truth. This is where you need to be. Fact. People who divorce their decisions from their emotions live a greater life. People that do it live a greater life. I didn't say everybody will. I said you can. And then I said the ones that do. What did John Maxwell just get through telling me? Intentional living, intentional decisions, and those that make decisions ahead of time. So if you decided ahead of time, when I go up there and I hang out the Alliance, I am going to take advantage of every discount he gives me on starter packages. I am going to take advantage on any discount he gives me on the convention. I am going to commit to taking advantage of the Alliance and the advantages and any discounts that he uses to get people emotional. I'm going to use a logical decision. He's not getting me emotional. I'm doing it based on common sense. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. I'm going to buy it anyway, and it makes sense. Duh. Not, they're so excited, give me 3 of them. Yeah, some people do. Like commit to doing their, okay, number 4. This is a little different. We are supposed to help people restrain themselves from their emotions. We are supposed to teach people. Think about that with your children. I talk to my son. I talk to my daughter. I'm talking to you. We are supposed to tell other people to restrain themselves from their emotions. People say, I'm just a passionate person. Yeah, me too. You still got to be under control. David was a passionate, crazy leader, intense, but he kept riding that horse and he nodded his head and he didn't go, because if he'd went like that, that joker's been a head off and that would have been in the guy's fingertips right in front of him in minutes. You have a choice when you make decisions, and it does not have to be about emotion. These are truths. Okay. 4 steps. You got it? Emotions are a lie. You can't help feeling emotions. People they are allowed, and they can. It's possible to separate. And 4, you're supposed to help other people. 4 steps to control. These are the 4 R's to control emotions. The 4 R's. Number 1, recognize the emotion is on the inside of you, and it's a feeling inside. It's not necessarily what is. Married guy at work. Wife is mad. She's telling him he needs to pick up his underwear and his socks. Meets pretty girl at work, because that's where he works and that's where she works. He has a feeling that she would not tell him to pick up his clothes and his underwear. Hello? That feeling is not real. That's a lie. You with me? So, got it. I hear you. You couldn't help feeling it. I'm telling you, recognition. Dude, I am telling you, this is annoying me more than it's annoying you, if you're listening to me. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like when you're spanking your child and you say, this is hurting me more than it's hurting you. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm spanking me as hard as I'm spanking you. When I get mad about something, I told this guy the other day, I said, I gave him 15 minutes of not reacting to what his wife would say. I said, don't you react. And the next day, he texted me, he said, bro, it worked. And I was like, yes, if I could only do it. I was like, I was like, I know it works. Doing it, that's the key. I have been known to be called a smart person. And I have said that I don't want to be called a dumb person. Therefore, sometimes I will make sure that I am you know what I mean? And I'm going like, Dad, burn it. All right. Recognize that it's inside of you. It's not outside of you. Fear is an emotion. With the boogeyman, it's inside, right? Stuff inside, like a feeling. Recognize feelings. Realize the danger. What was that thing? Danger. That's a great movie. Danger, Will Robbins. What movie? I got to watch that movie again. Lost in Space. That is great. Danger. And then it was something with another rocket ship, wasn't it? There's a problem. Danger, Roger. Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. What's that? Apollo 13. Houston, we have a problem. Okay? You understand fear. Because what's going to happen is what? Like what's the worst case? Great book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Here's the worst case scenario. What are we going to do? Here's the best case scenario. How would we handle that? Where's the fear? The fear is inside and it's a feeling. Realizing that the worst that can happen, realize the best that can happen. Any of the scenarios where the man reacts, where the woman reacts out of a feeling as opposed to a conscious thinking decision. Realize the danger of acting. Realize the danger of panic. Do you know the story of a donkey who gets caught up in barbed wire? Y'all know what barbed wire is? Steel chain with barbs coming out. Horsey gets wrapped up in barbed wire. Horse people know this. What will a horsey do? He will thrash. He will fight it. He will try to get out. And you say, that's exactly what you should do. Let me tell you something. A horse wrapped up in barbed wire does not have fingers. He does not have logic. He does not realize what's going on. He will bleed to death if that happens. What will a donkey do? Something about them makes them say, oh, heck, I can't get out of this. And they just sit there until somebody will come get them out. I'm not kidding. This is a true story. The danger of going like this right here. The danger of punching that guy. I remember, I'm going to tell y'all this. I just thought about this. A guy named Kirk Dunn, okay? So I had a hip pointer. This is a true story. Messed me up. This is one of my, I don't know how I knew it, and it was like 9th grade. I was a field goal kicker. Like once I found out, anyway, okay. Something happened right in the small back. It's a hip pointer. It was killing me. Hurt like crazy. Couldn't hardly walk. And that joker was sitting right there where you were, and I was talking to somebody, and he put his foot up and kicked me right there, and that hurt so bad. So I was thinking, I'm going to get him back. So I was waiting around till one day, and I took this big weightlifting belt, and I went up. Now, my back had got better, okay? I could run. And I knew I could outrun this fool. And I took that belt, and I went, wham! And then I ran like crazy, right? And I said, we're even. He said, well, later on we got back together. He said, we're even. And so, but we need to fight this out, okay? So we're walking down the hall, and I'm going to the locker room to fight this thing out, right? I'm going to kill him. Well, he's about 3 times my size, and I ain't talking about here. I'm talking about here and here and here. And one of my buddies, Jay, he put his arm around me, and he said, have you thought about this? You know what I mean? I said, no, but you're making me think. He said, what we say as soon as he goes in the door, we turn around and run back the other way. And I said, I'm thinking that's a good idea. Do you remember good decisions you've made? How many of you wish you'd made more good decisions in the middle of emotion? Okay? So some of you had an emotion to get here. How many of you had challenges to get here and you thought, maybe I shouldn't go, I'm not sure, but how many struggled at all with stuff that happened? This is the truth. It happens to people. Realize, be aware of the danger of not being here. I see people, they go from first row, second row, third row, skip a meeting, disappeared, lost, messed up. Every decision, what's the logic, what's the emotion behind it? Realize the danger of always reacting. That's why prior planning prevents poor performance. This is my plan. And then another part of your plan is, I need to realize something's going to happen that's going to make me emotional. Okay? So here's what I want. I want some of the craziest stories of challenges but you overcame it. I love Eric Belair's deal of he sold his wedding ring, him and Bobby. That's how broke he was. Our convention this coming year in January, have you bought a ticket? This was $100 and a quarter? Right? Huh? No, here. Right. So did people have the money? Did you have the plane flight? How did you get it? Did you drive? What did you have to, how about the children? Did the babysitter last minute back out? So how do you know that? That's what happens. That's part of their job. Is babysitter's job is to test you. They're on earth to test you. Seriously, because if you don't overcome stuff, you don't get to be different than the people that succumb to stuff. That's their job. I'm telling you. People are like, no. I go, what else they do it for? I mean, in case they choke, they ain't 911, baby. That's what they're going to do. How many of you have backed out babysitters? Car broke down on the way here. Did you have to get a rental car? Now, I want to hear. Anybody? Okay, so I'm going to ask in a minute. I'm like, all right, who's got the crazy story that they ever came? I want something crazy. Don't be making up stuff. I want the truth. Truth and nothing but the truth. Refuse. R, recognize. 2, realize. Recognize, realize, refuse. Refuse to act on emotion. You can. Don't justify. Don't take. Refuse to react. Don't justify your actions based on feelings. Refuse to act on feelings. Great life comes through great decisions. Some of your greatest decisions will be not reacting to feelings. Make your mind, I'm going to fight it. I am going to refuse. Well, this is crazy. Pray about it before you do it. What does the Bible say about it before you do it? What does the 8 steps to success say about it in writing before you? What did you read? What did it say? All right. Saw a man talking to his kid, and he said, "Shut up. Go to your room." And the kid went and left. I am going to tell you that you can say that to your feeling, not your kid. I can't control you saying it to your kid, and I can't control you saying it to your feeling. But I am telling you, you can have a feeling, go, "Shut up. Go to bed. I ain't listening to no more of that. I done heard enough of that. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up." Hey, and it takes practice. Because the first time it happens, you're going to be like, "I must have been lucky. I told a feeling to go away and hide in the closet. I didn't want to hear nothing out of it, and it went away." And you're going to be like, "I got lucky." And I'm telling you, you're not lucky. But maybe you did get lucky. But the more you practice at it, the better you will get at it. Well, people said, "Do you understand how messed up, not perfect I am?" I go, "I don't know how messed up, imperfect you are, but I am crystal clear on how imperfect I am." Did you hear the part earlier where I said you're supposed to tell people this? And you thought, I can't tell people any of this, as messed up as I am. Remember that thought you had? You got to tell them. You got to act like you're doing it. People say, I don't know about this, Andy. I go, let me ask you something. How many of y'all got a perfect preacher up at your church? You hear what I'm saying? If we had to wait for them to be perfect, they could never tell us anything. If I had to wait for you to be perfect, you couldn't tell your agents anything. Your job is to tell them to do this. Like you tell them to tell their feelings, shut up. Go to bed. I ain't listening to that crap. Your job is to try to tell your feelings. The truth is, your job is to do it. But at least try it occasionally. It'll mess feelings up just if you go like, would you quit it and go to bed? I don't want to hear no more out of you. That right there will snap. Jasmine, come here. This is a snap feeling. All right, come here, Jasmine. Come here. This is good. Paul Menachino was sitting in front of me yesterday, and he says, got the red one. He says, the red mic. He says, Jasmine, am I telling the story right? Did you talk to him recently on the phone? Mm-hmm. You were supposed to be making some sales somewhere? Yeah. Can you tell us what was going on? What was the evidence, and what was the feeling? Well, tell them who you are and stuff.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Lightbourne. I'm Director Justin Balick, a part of the Hill organization, and my home hotspot is Miami. So I drove to about 4 different cities in the past 2 weeks, from Miami to Louisiana, and I decided to run appointments in Louisiana. I booked 25 appointments in maybe like 2 hours. So I was like, whew, I'm about to sell some insurance. Oh! Yes! I spent $800 on leads. I was like, yes, this is a sure win. Woo! Ran all 25 in 2 days and did not sell $1.
Oh, did you have feelings? So we had what was called a happy feeling, and then we had a sad feeling, didn't we? How sad were you?
Oh,
tell
man.
them, talking to them.
I was crying. I was in tears, and I don't cry for stuff like that easy. And I was like, I called Paul. I was like, Paul, I have not sold $1. He was like, okay. He's like, where are you?
Hold on. Oh. Keep telling me. What was you thinking about coming up here?
I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going. I need to sell some insurance. I was like, I don't know. It's been a week, and I haven't sold anything. And he's like, Jane said, I called Jane also. She was like, well, I would tell you to go. What would you tell one of your agents? I was like,
oh, snap. How sad were you? Your $800, your time has spent. You remember them nice people you met down there in Alabama? You got any stories you can't tell?
uh-huh.
Some people out there would quit, wouldn't they?
Well,
think about how can you communicate? What was your feeling? Was you empty? Was you sick?
I was mad. Like I was sad and I was mad and I was like, God, how could you do this to me?
Ooh! Done walked God into it.
And then I have my agents calling me and they was like, yes, I need help in this home. I'm like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, I get off the phone and I'm like, shoot, man. It's like, yay, good for you. Woo-hoo.
Did you need my 4 R's?
Oh, I wish you would have told me before today.
is like in the last 48 hours. I mean, this ain't like years ago in your life. This is just like snap yesterday.
2 days ago, yeah.
Yesterday. Today's Wednesday.
Yeah. It was
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Refused to act on emotions. So what did she do? Picked up the phone, called Upline. Here's what people say. I'm not going to call them. They're going to want me to use logic. They're going to make me to make a conscious decision and be darned, be danged, be dazzled. I'm going to react on my feelings. That's what they do. That's what they do. What'd you do and what happened?
So I called Paul and I said, Paul, I am 25 appointments in and I have not sold anything. I've not had a check in my hand. I had somebody tell me to come back, but I'm like, that ain't no money. So he said, all right, where are you? I was like, I'm at a gas station. He's like, where? I was like, somewhere in the swamps. I don't know. And he's like, all right, is there people around? I was like, yeah, there's tons of people. And I was like, no, I'm just playing. There's no one around. He's like, all right, get out your car. As soon as I get out my car, it's like 5 or 6 people pull up. I was like, ooh, okay. So Paul says, start skipping. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, start skipping around your car. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, what? And I could hear him skipping. Like, he was out of breath talking to me, like, start skipping around your car. And I'm dying with laughter. People are definitely looking at me. I'm on the floor cracking up. Like, Paul is amazing. Like, he's like, and where are you? I was like, I haven't eaten meat in about a month, but I'm about to eat some chicken today. So he was like, where are you? I'm like, he's like, from where? I was like, churches. He's like, okay, it's blessed. Eat the chicken, and then you're going to sell some. So I just started crying. I ate the chicken. It was from churches. And he was like, okay, so you got this.
Listen to me. Paul said, she's telling me this, and I'm thinking, I just read how to handle this. You've got to get people out of the thinking and the feeling and get them into a different state of mind. And and he said, so I knew what to tell her. He said, so I told her, he said, and the truth is, I needed to shift the state of mind I was in. He said, so I went outside and I started running around the house or skipping around the house. And I'm saying, are you skipping with me?
I was like, no, I'm not. But I was dying laughing. He's like, all right, that's good enough. Yep. So, and then went inside and ate the chicken. And I was still feeling crappy, but it was a laughing on the inside because he cared that much to talk to me and like go over that. So
what happened next?
So I was like, so then I called Jane. I was like, Jane, I got 3 more appointments left. I feel like just going to my hotel because I'm like $1,600 in on this trip between the leaves and the gas and the hotel and everything. And she was like, go on your appointments. It's gonna be okay. I was like, Jane, you're not here with me. You don't know how I feel right now. You don't know the emotion that I'm in. And she's like, go on your appointments. I was like, okay. So I went to the appointments and I sold every last one of the last 3 for $6,600.
Number 4, replace emotions with truth. I want to say this next part. I know it messes people up, but it's the truth. Truth comes from the Word of God.
Amen.
Okay, replace emotion with truth. You need to go on appointments. You already booked them. That's the truth. But people want to hear your feelings and they go, she feels bad, Andy. Why are you insisting that she do the truth? Why aren't you caving into her feelings? I'm going to stand on the truth. Does that make sense? The truth is she knows the good meeting. Truth is you needed to be here, didn't you? The truth is, you guys got that story because she's here. Now, do you think about this? What's more valuable in the end? The $6,000 in premium, because this is a feeling questions, or how much it affects other people's lives to be here for that story?
Other people's lives.
Other people's lives.
Yeah, most definitely.
And your legacy will be that, is how you didn't react to feelings, how you acted on truth, how you did it because you knew they were watching you. Leadership is visual.
That's right.
Y'all hear what I'm telling you? People watch what you do. Leadership is visual. Faith, listen to this one. Faith is in the front of feelings. If you can act on faith, that's the truth, then the feelings are going to be on the outside, superficial. See, feelings are in the inside, but when you make the decision, the feelings have to be unassociated with the decision. There's two different ways to read this. The Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want. I heard one man said, it's kind of like I was telling Jane last night, the Lord is my shepherd and I see what I want.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm telling you? I'm telling you a lot. Okay? You don't have a reason to fear. You're in a network, you're in a system here that we are okay with you not being perfect. We're okay with you not, if you hadn't have made any sales on those last three, we'd still be with you. You still need to be here. You're talented and you're good and you made the sales. You can't control what other people do. That's the truth. The faith is she acted and she got rewarded this time. This time, she got rewarded. The next time, might not. But the more you act, the more you lay out there, by the way, every 100% of the time you didn't go on those three, you don't make the sales. This is truth. This is a math. People say, you say stuff like if you don't go, you wouldn't have made the sale. Just like that's something. It is something. It's the truth. You're being funny. You're being smart. No, I'm not. You're being emotional and reactionary and wanting me to go give up to your feelings, and I'm not going to. I'm going to stick to the truth. All right. Truth barometers. Okay, so y'all got them? You got the recognize it, realize it, refuse it, replace emotion with truth. I got some truth barometers for you. It's called the activity book. How many phone calls you make? That's the truth right there. Did you write down your activity in the book? That's the truth right there. Are you here at Instant Thunder? Raise your hand if you're here. See, that's the truth right there, baby. You can be emotional about it. You can be excited about it. You can decide. Hey, listen to this. You back for a second time, ain't you? Yes, who else second time? You back for a second time. Second time Instant Thunder. Second time Instant Thunder. Second time what? You came one 5 years ago. How many of you came one this year and came back second time? See, this is the truth. He came 2 times. I thought it was enough worth. Some people didn't think it was enough to come 1 time. Some people didn't give it no thought. Some people thought about it and decided didn't come. See, some here, some ain't. That's the truth. What's your feeling about it, Andy? Here's my feeling. My feeling is the ones that are going to do it are the ones that are here.
That's right.
Hey, that's the feeling. That's the feeling. Here's the truth. The ones that are going to do it is the ones that do it. That's the truth right there. The ones that do it. Now, here's the truth. People watch the TWC. Some people watching it now. Some people watching it later. Some people going to try to, but they're not going to get around to it. Some people going to listen to the Activity Call on Friday, and some ain't. That's the truth. I'm telling you, truth barometers, the number of people you have watching this will ultimately determine how much your business grows. The number of people you bring that listen to the activity. I was talking to a lady the other day, and I'm telling you, it messed me up. Okay? I told her, I said, you know, and she said, you know, what do you mean by you know? I said, you know, like the parrot. Because I said, you listen to an activity, don't you? She said, all of them. I try to watch every one of your TVWCs, and I try to watch an activity. I said, listen to an activity. She said, I try to listen. And I said, well, you know. And she said, what is it? I said, you know about the parrot. You know. And if you're listening to this and you don't know about the parrot, then you don't know. How many of you, I'm not going to embarrass anybody, how many of anybody know exactly what I'm talking about? The parrot says, you know. You know. Now, keep your hand raised up high. And now, how many of you believe that this lady I'm talking to, keep your hand up if you think she tries real hard to listen to an activity TWC. You think she tries real hard? She didn't know. She had never heard about it. I was like, I know I've told that joke, or story. I've told that story about the parrot on activities, TWCs. I've told them around the country. And I was shocked that she didn't know. It's a truth barometer. You hear what I'm saying? How many people you got on the TWC matters. Here's the truth. How many people have already purchased tickets to the National Convention coming in? This is the truth. This is the truth. Everything else is a feeling. These are decisions. How many people in your organization buy books, read books? Here's what people say to me. I was listening to that book the other day, therefore I read. I was like, my math don't work on that, brother. That's an emotional comment. Reading is when you flip the pages, or at the worst, at least you're doing them like this on the iPad. You're at least moving them. But it's where your eyes are reading, not where your ear is hearing. You say, wait a minute, are you saying not listen to audios? No, I'm going to say audios. How many are listening to CDs? By the way, I know the activity where I did the parrot went out on a CD. So if they heard the CD, they would have heard it. I don't even know how she missed it. I don't know how anybody would miss it. They're not trying. They're not there. And I'm not mad, by the way. I'm not upset. I'm just telling you, these are truth barometers. How many leads are purchased in your organization? Your organization stops buying leads. No sales. People say, well, duh. Well, let me duh you again. Your organization buys more leads, you're going to get more sales.
That's right.
Well, that's a duh too. Well, then, do it. Because like when you buy $100 worth of leads and you make $1,000 worth of sales, you net good money to the profit, right? We've done this math. We're going to do it all week. We're going to talk to you about this. You buy $500 worth of leads, you get more sales. You get more leads by buying the RWs and the 3As and the 2As. You buy final expense leads and internet marketing leads and call-in leads and telemarketed leads and direct mail. You get more sales. Duh. So what does your group do? Does that make sense? Are they on? It's like a successory. Like I can check off. Got 10 people doing this, 3 people doing this, 1 person doing this, 12 doing this. These are barometers. These are the truths. When you get people doing these things, you're going to grow. It's inevitable. You're not quitting when you're doing these things. You get emotional and you have feelings, then things go away. You actually lose contact with reality. And you start living in this fear deal, and you spiral out of control. That's how people lose families. That's how they lose their own life, is living in emotions. It's not reacting to logic. It's not conscious decisions. Books, GMRs. How many GMRs are in? How many people do you have on President's Club? Do you do this? Hey, did I just do the 8 steps to success? Did I just do the guarantee 6-figure income? Yep. So I'm making 6 figures and I don't do all of them. Well, congratulations. How'd you like to make 6 figures a month? That's what I'm talking about right there. This is the truth barometers. The truth barometers in dealing with your kids, your wife, your parents, your neighbors. Those decisions you have to make. And people know, parents, relatives, they'll tug on you. Were you doing did you do the funeral thing? Come here. Baptisms are very important. I agree. This is the truth right here. Tell them, Sipe, tell them who you are.
Hi, my name is Tim Sipe. I was hired into this business by my brother, Jeremy Sipe. I'm also part of the Bart Stokes team. Nate and Erica Endicott in Phoenix, Arizona. It's hot. And directly mentored by Andy Albright.
And the deal was, Mama called?
Yeah, Mom called me. She's trying to sell me real hard on going to this baptism for my cousin. And she was even trying to tell me that I could get some referrals and sell some life insurance to my relatives.
Did you hear her? Who is that? Who?
It was my cousin. And
when she told you?
Oh, yeah. And then I said, who? I knew who she was talking about. It was she's like, Amber's having a baptism on Sunday.
You said,
you got to come. I said, who?
You hit her with who? You ought to be there?
Yeah, I got
that. What did you tell her? I
said, I can't. I'm working, but I appreciate that, and I will send her a towel.
Hey, listen, you say, you don't want people to go to baptism. I don't care if you go to baptism. Go to every single one of them. Watch every football game on TV. Don't ever miss a football game. Do what you want to do. Watch it. Play every video game you want to. Do everything. You say, you putting his nephew baptism right up there on a video game? What video game you talking about? How many gamers know it matters what game we're talking about? See? It's like saying, is that more important than television? Well, what television show? I'm telling you, people listen to this, value on things is based on your feelings. Does that make sense? Like my feeling toward John Maxwell, my feeling. Now what's my logic? My logic is this. He preaches the right stuff that I need to do. He's married to Margaret for, 50 years plus. They travel together. I want to be around people that are where I want to be. That's the truth. Does that make sense? I want you around the right people. That's the truth. It's separating the feelings from truth. I don't know the truth about this nephew. I don't know, did you go when the child was born? Were you there? Does this person, Amber, do they encourage you, send you notes, send you texts? They love on you. Are they helping you? Did they buy a policy? See, why does all that matter? It all matters. And by the way, what kind of work were you going to do? Did you have families that you had appointments booked? That matters to me. These are called decisions. These are called planned out, intentional living, and not letting people play on your feelings to something that's not the truth. This is where we are. I'm going to lead you with this. How many of you heard this? The truth shall set you free. The truth. Have you ever heard the feelings shall set you free? No. What you hear is nothing more than feelings. Right? Okay. The truth shall set you free. That is, by the way, it's in a book called John. It's in the chapter 8. It's like if you flip through the chapters, chapter 1, chapter 8, and then about the 32nd line down into that chapter, it says, the truth will set you free. Here's what it means. It will set you free from the tyranny of emotions. That's what truth sets you free from. It sets you free from the truth of tyranny, of emotions. It sets you free from the lie of emotions. It's freedom, baby. I cannot tell you how many times I've been riding down the road, looking over them knuckles, looking right up at the moon, you looking up at night, thinking, freedom, baby. Freedom. They're not going to hold me down. The man ain't going to keep me down. I'm going to travel this world. I'm going to see it all. I call up Adam Castle and said, freedom, baby, freedom. He said, you about to fall asleep riding down the road, ain't you? I said, that's great, baby, but I called you and I feel it now. I feel freedom. I call up Adam Katz. I call up Chris Long and I said, I don't care what anybody says, baby. I'm going to be free. I'm going to do this thing because the truth going to set us free. The Alliance is smoking, baby. The Alliance has got the truth going on, baby. That's what I'm talking about.